Real impressed with the progress he's made. He's committed to being a good quarterback, and the most important thing is Justin understands that it takes time. And so you don't see impatience, you don't see frustration, and because of that he's able to progress at a little better pace.
Last year wasn't really the first time anybody got a look at what Tyler could do in that orange and white game, and I know that it's not that important to you guys from an evaluation standpoint, but the way he came out and played in that game was an encouraging sign for you guys to see him handle that situation.
Well, you know, the first time I kind of noticed some qualities in him was in the scrimmage setting. You know, some guys just elevate a little bit, and he did it in the scrimmages, and so I don't try to put too much stock in the orange and white game because there's so many variables, you know. But it was good to see him. You know, it's one of those deals where if a guy plays really well, you get excited, and if he doesn't play well, you go, well, it's no big deal. So you try to have it both ways as a coach. Otherwise, you'll have nightmares all season.
But you had the former with Tyler, didn't you? In that?
Yeah, so he played well, and we said, man, he's going to be good. And them guys that played terrible, we said, spring game doesn't matter.
Is it more individual based for the spring game?
That's when we act like fans too.
Is it more individual based for the spring game?
It's all matchups. This is like basketball. You know, it's finding the mismatch and getting that person the ball or running that behind it or getting that pass rusher on a mismatched O-lineman. And so that's when you see the good coaches. So we'll see how the coaching staff handles it.
Jim joked yesterday that he gave Channing the ball on Saturday so that he won't have to do it again. Is that all right with you?
No, we're going to give him the ball, and if Jim doesn't want to, I'll call it. So I think Jim was joking. He likes Channing, and so do I, and we think he's going to play a big role in our offense.
He obviously had those big numbers in high school, and you talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but what element does he provide to you guys?
Well, guys who have that many yards have excellent instincts, and there's never been a running back who can rush for that many yards and not understand the tone and see things that other guys can't see. We have another guy on our team like that, Jerron Tony. Well, then, whether they're a good running back at this level or not, then the size and the speed become a big issue. So he's got great instincts, and he's a heavy body. Very good balance when he runs the ball, and you can see why he was so productive in high school.
Did they ask you about Jacquez before I walked up?
No, they didn't. He's hurt, all right, but we won't know until the doctors get a full look at him, the extent of it, and so that's all. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
Do you feel kind of?
He won't play. Probably the worst case scenario. We do expect them to be full go by June, which is the summer program, but I don't know. That's why I can't. I always, you know, we get that initial deal from McVay, who's the trainer, and but I always want to reserve what we say until we get the official word from the doc.
Do you feel lucky that if it was going to happen, at least happen now, where there's not really extremely important things going on? I mean,
yeah. Well, you know, you train year round, so anytime a guy gets hurt, it's a setback. But your point's well taken. It's better to do it now than in August.
Is he physically at the point where, I know everyone needs the offseason, but he's kind of at the point where he's not trying to put on a bunch of weight or anything like that?
Well, it doesn't have a lot to do with weight as much as just the strength levels, the training, the mental conditioning. There's so much into it, and nobody ever is there. And when you're not working out and training, you're getting behind because your competitors are.
I think Coach Thompson talked about how he had a great spring. Is he one of those guys that kind of stood out, I guess,
he did.
On defense?
He did. Him and Malik clearly were the most disruptive players on defense this spring. And they were tough to block, and they did it on a consistent basis.